Hey everybody, it's the Nitty Professor, and today I thought I would talk a little bit about why I am now wearing my Truman boots more than my Red Wing boots. So for a while, Red Wings were kind of my go-to boots, and I have a couple pairs here, one of which I've really worn sort of an extreme amount, and these are the Blacksmiths in the copper rough and tough, and these I've shown you before. They've been conditioned recently. I have not had this pair on my feet in a good couple of months. Maybe I might have worn them once or twice since I conditioned them. So they are extremely well broken in, as you can tell. Ton of wear. Done a lot of lawn mowing in these boots, and I'll probably continue to do a lot of lawn mowing in these boots. But other than that, I don't, necessarily put them on to go to work, put them on to go to the store. The boots that I've been wearing the most lately, I've showed you a couple times recently. Let me grab them here. That's my Dark Coyote Rough Out Trumans. And they're starting to get super comfortable. So let's just start off by we'll talk about a couple of differences between these two pairs of boots. So, for one thing, so you can see right off the bat that the Trumans have a thicker sole. So underfoot, the Trumans are proving more comfortable. Now, they were harder to break in. So that's one reason why, for a while, the Red Wings were really winning out. They're not as hard to break in. They don't have that thick midsole. They are just less robust. You can see the midsole on these babies. Took me a while to break in. The last on the Trumans is also roomier. As you get older, your feet are more prone to arthritis. It's just kind of the natural course of things. Bunions run in my family, so I got to really watch out. And I just have a wider toe box in the Trumans than I do in the Red Wings. And by the time your boots are, really supporting your ankles and snug in that area, you don't need to have a narrow toe box. You just don't. So while these Red Wings they're quite comfortable on me, they have some creases and things in the toe area, and I could probably correct some of this with like some cedar trees, shoe trees, but I just don't have the problem with the Trumans. The fit is just better. It's just a little roomier, and the leather on these is also more robust. So yes, harder to break in. That's one reason why for years I was really going to the Red Wings. But for a Truman boot, I find once it's broken in, the comfort level is more substantial than with the Red Wings. And that has to do with the materials. So I'm going to try to squirrel these babies away real quick and show you another pair of the Red Wings. These are my charcoal Iron Rangers. And so it's a similar sort of construction to the Blacksmiths, especially with regard to the sole. Now, one thing I really don't care about these soles, the Vibram Mini Lug, is that they get kind of brittle. They are slicker on the bottom. And the traction just isn't as good. In spite of these mini lugs, it's a help. You don't have them in the heel. And it just has to do with the materials here. The traction is not as good. And again, these boots were really easy to break in, so they were go-tos for quite a while. And, obviously really well broken in. They're still comfortable, but they're not as comfortable as a broken in pair of Trumans. Now, if we're talking about a pair of Trumans that's not broken in, that's a different story, right? But let's look at a couple of other Trumans here. So these green ones I've shown you recently, and these have a lug sole, but this is a lug sole that means business. And so if you want a lug sole, why not go with this as opposed to the, Iron Rangers? I mean, the mini lug sole, it's almost like too much of a compromise. So if you're going to have a lug sole, you should mean it, or else you should just go. So these are the Iron Rangers, the Red Wings that I've been wearing the most lately, and there's several reasons for that. For one thing, this is just a better sole. These are better materials. This is their Chemigum sole as opposed to the Vibram Mini Lug, and this leather is a little more robust And look at that. We've got a midsole. Now, last-wise, I'm still going to say, for me personally, so I wear a D width, which is pretty common, right? I mean, for men, that's like the norm. The Trumans are just a hair wider. Probably could almost get a better view. I don't know. Trying to figure out the best way to show you, but let me just hold them up side by side here. So if you kind of look, they look really similar, but the Trumans are wider across the joints where the toes are. I can kind of like stretch my toes out in this boot in a way that I can't with these Red Wings. And another difference is along the side here, I have more room also in the Trumans. Now, of all my Red Wings, I'm going to say these Riders Room 4331s, they are my favorite. They're a little bit tricky to break in, but just the overall construction is better. It's more robust. And once you do break them in, I think then there's more reward. But for these Trumans, so again, now these didn't take me as long to break in as, for example, my Aqua Ramblers. This leather is more forgiving, but it's still a very robust leather. And we have this wonderful collar up here that makes it tough on the top and really grips around your ankles, so you get tons of support. And just throughout the boot, the construction is just, it's more there. And this is the Truman specific leg sole. You can see I've shown you those, how they got beat up when I was walking on a lot of cobblestones, and they took the punishment, and best of all, they're grippy. So I just showed you a pair of green boots, and that's another reason why my Trumans are getting more use than my Red Wings, because Red Wings come in a very limited number of colors. And you know me, I like my color. So one pair of boots that I wear a ton, it's probably one of my top three, these Viola horse ropes. So they're purple. I'm a purple girl. I love purple. I love aqua. I love pink. And look at that sole. So that's one of your better Vibram soles. That's the V-sole. Has a wonderful tread on it. It's extremely practical. This grips way better than, say, this mini lug. There's no comparison between the grip on these two. So I have to imagine, I don't know what materials are being used in the mini lug. I don't know if this is like maybe a cheaper sole. You can even see on the side like the shine, right? It's just, once you wear it down, it's just not really grippy. Whereas this, you know, it's so much more matte finish. The materials are different. There must be more rubber. Sorry, I got some cat hair in there. That's nothing new in this house. But even though this is, you know, it's worn down, right? You can see there's some areas on the V-bars that are worn down. So this has tread, and this obviously doesn't. But nonetheless, just because of the materials alone, it's grippier. We've got the thick midsole. Yes, harder to break in. But it's sort of like an investment. So when I break in my Trumans, I get a higher level of comfort, a higher level of durability, a higher level of support than I do with the Red Wings. So I'm really glad. I mean, I love Red Wings. I love the look. I love the model. This is my favorite pair of Red Wing boots right now. I'm glad that they have it in them to make a heritage boot like this with the midsole, with a better material on the sole, and a little bit more robust construction. But I just have to say it, as I kind of check, you know, what am I wearing? What's my rotation doing? What do I want to put on now, you know, for whatever, shopping, walking the dogs, walking on the bike trail, or going abroad. I've never gone abroad for a week and said, I only have one pair of boots. What am I going to pick? And picked Red Wings. Never. I've always picked Trumans. So let me know your experience. If you, for example, maybe you own both these kinds of boots. I still got the cat hair in there. What are your thoughts on Red Wings versus Trumans? Be curious if your experience is similar to mine or if it's different from mine. In any case, thanks for listening. I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.